urethane equipment, and we're going to own the righties. Guess what? Plan worked to perfection.
Now they're on their own. Page drops the opening rack, and I love his jersey. It's a weather grid with, I thought that was a hurricane, but you're telling me it's a tornado system.
It's a tornado.
Get on down with your bad self, Rhino. So Rhino likes his music. Michael Haugen doesn't care for it. And Ryan Ciminelli is indifferent, just wants to bowl well. Oh, that got there in a hurry.
Yeah, with bad intentions.
Best to see Jaws.
C-pin, hit pin.
Ciminelli,
Ryan Ciminelli still seeking his first tour title. Again, he was the runner-up last week to Norm Duke at the Cheetah Championship. Rhino Page with 2 tour titles, 2 and 3 in title matches. Ciminelli, the native of Buffalo.
Guilt-free. It's coming up right here on Good Morning America, everyone.
Yeah. But how about that ball change from Ryan Ciminelli going to a little shiner urethane ball on that left lane?
3 frames, 3 strikes. Here's Rhino Page pulling a Randy and breaking down the title match for us.
I'm not doing something that I'm completely comfortable with these urethane balls. I have to bowl a little bit differently to make them work. Ciminelli, on the other hand, he can play a little more of his A game, so I think he's got a little bit of an advantage of me there. But experience-wise, him only being on his 2nd show, I think I certainly have him there, and I know how I felt on my 2nd show as compared to my 8th show. So he's going to have some nerves, and I think that could play a factor.
There's something we haven't seen a whole lot of, the 7-pin on the right lane. You take a look at how these 2 southpaws are playing. They're playing right on top of one another in terms of location. But the biggest difference is the amount of revolutions that man has versus Rhino Page. So you ask yourself, well, how are they able to play the same spot on the lane? Rhino's doing it with loft and a little bit more surface. That way he can still use that dry part of the lane. He doesn't throw it as hard as Ryan Ciminelli, and he has a little bit lower rev rate. So he's going with some more loft.
I always find it interesting, Randy, when we talk about lefties, is yes, they've had a lot of coaching through the years, but rarely do the lefties get coaching from a lefty. Usually it's a righty bowler trying to educate a lefty, and you see these guys almost a little bit behind the curve education-wise in how they bowl a game compared to a righty.
Now with a fresh new look.
On April 23rd, the Academy.
Well, and comment on that shot in a minute, but getting back to what you said, Rob, I think you're exactly right. And I think that's why on the tour you see the lefties kind of congregate together and they really stick together. I don't think it's a good idea to have a right-hander teach a left-hander because he doesn't bowl on that side of the lane. He doesn't know what they go through. And getting back to the shot that Rhino just threw, I think he is very surprised that he got 10.
Because you love the ocean.
Push a little. All right. Ciminelli opens up with a 3-bagger. And there's Ciminelli's family in attendance. Family, a big part of his bowling life.
I couldn't ask for better parents. And they've always wanted what I wanted for myself. And so I went out and I got this tattoo on my arm. And it says both their names. And it says, "A son's love is forever."
Sadly, windshield chips.
So both the names of his parents, Angelo and Janet, on the shoulder.
SafeLight can come to you for free.
Shim. All right.
Ciminelli crept up high and left the 6-pin.
There's Dad, Angelo. We mentioned earlier, Dad's a big-time bowler up in the Buffalo area.
Well, you can just see all the torque and the power and that elbow bend, that cup wrist. It's so violent at the point of release, it actually pulls him off balance.
I love that description, violence. That really lets you know. Well, Ciminelli was 104th at the Motor City Open, 2nd last week to Norm Duke at the Cheetah Championship, trying to be the winner this weekend.
Forget you get migraine medicine.
At Circle Pro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder.
The PBA Viper Championship is brought to you by Lumber Liquidators, hardwood flooring for less. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 50% on car insurance. By Barbazol. Barbazol, enjoy the rush, America. New Barbazol Pacific Rush Shaving Cream. And by the United States Bowling Congress. The all-new bowl.com, your online source for all things bowling. Log on to bowl.com today. Rhino Page, there he is in the fourth. 2 in a row. Make it 3 in a row in the fifth. Ciminelli, his effort in the fifth.
Striking.
And he hooks up with his 4th strike of the title match. In the 6th, he did it again. No 7-pin problem so far for Ciminelli here in the championship of the Viper. Ciminelli up 9 as Rhino Page steps up in the 6th.
I could make you understand what being a priest means to me.
Nice shot there. Both players have all strikes and 1 9 spare. But the problem for young Ryan Ciminelli is that if Rhino Page strikes out, he shoots 280. If Ryan Ciminelli strikes out, he can only shoot 279 because of where that 9 spare falls in accordance with how you keep scoring bowls.
Again, I want to remind you, Rhino Page shaved his head in support of his buddy Rusty Marquez, who's fighting cancer right now. As we begin the 7th. Page now up 1.
And right now, all the carry factor is in Rhino Page's corner. It seems like all he has to do is just touch the 1-2 and he's going to strike. Check this out.
In life,
how do you like me?
Gets their absolute wishes answered. You know,
scared me there for a moment.
Wake up. Wake up. It's a title match, baby.
You're jacked up. I appreciate it.
Was 90 years old. We're so grateful for all he gave us on screen. His longtime partner,
how about another strike? 3 in a row for Ciminelli. Next week, it's the PBA Chameleon Championship. PBA Hall of Famer Ampleto Monicelli tries to parlay his international exemption into a win as he takes on Bill O'Neill, who's making his 2nd telecast already of the World Series of Bowling. The other men's semi, Sean Rash versus Ronnie Russell.
No power outage in that show. 0. Speaking of power, come on now. Yeah, that is nasty.
Birdie. Ciminelli drops a ham bone there, strikes in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th.
And in January, when you announced that you were cancer-free, we were texting back and forth to one another. Just tell folks how you're feeling these days.
But Page has been perfect since the 3rd frame.
I know you mentioned I had 4. I will tell you this, Ramos, here would be one of the
making 6 in a row for Rhino Page.
I really tried to share this
and with it will come a 1-pin lead.
But one day I did chemotherapy in the hospital. Normally I would go and do my chemo. I did about 6 months of chemo, and I would do the chemo and then come home after I did it. Well, bottom line is,
Page kicks back a 6-pack.
Still striking.
And the lead goes back to Rhino.
I got the Rhino virus, baby. Oh!
Do they have a shot for that?
I don't know, but look at this. That's a pretty good shot.
We're going to have to limit Randy's caffeine here at some point. It's a great title match. Everybody just dropping a slew of X's right now.
I see my family.
Again, both with a 9 spare, but where Page's was more favorable as far as overall potential points are concerned.
14 out of 16 possible strikes.
I got messages all over from coaches, Calipari, Tom Izzo, one after another.
Looking for 7 in a row is Page.
I didn't use it for 6 hours. And all messages saying,
you're right.
Oh, the little kick!
Page bumped that week and run out.
Your thing don't hit, baby.
I don't know, but somebody just tripped the 9-pin for Rhino Page.
You're right.
Can I get a break? Okay, there you go.
You said it so very well.
Page sits, tries to collect himself. Ciminelli now in the 9th. And now the 7-pin rears its ugly head for Ciminelli.
Boy, he made the ball change on the left lane, and he struck every time on that left lane. And he gets up when he needs it most. Boy, you hear him say it. Rhino Page carries all that, and I hear it and I leave a ring in 7. Welcome to professional bowling, my friend.
It's a cruel mistress.
It is. It's a cruel game.
Ciminelli takes care of that, remains clean through 9.
Right now he's got to strike out to shoot 258.
I'll tell you, that arena just erupted. Those kids, they love you, the coaches, the players, and everything. Now, Dick, before you were a
remember, Rhino Page can strike out to shoot 80, so it doesn't matter what Ryan does here in the 10th frame. Rhino Page, he's in the driver's seat.
Were you, in your darkest moments, did you think that maybe you had called your final?
Back-to-back frames for Ciminelli leaves the 7-pin. We saw it last week versus Norm Duke. And here it comes again.
We saw it in his match with Michael Haugen. Here's the deal. He didn't leave a 7-pin the entire match until the 9th and 10th frame.
And I really just love life, and I love people. I love people, and we have.
Boy, you can really see just how deflating that first one was in the 9th frame. It's just like somebody punched him right in the solar plexus.
For example, I think that Connecticut is going to get by Southern Cal because they play with
Right here, he shoots 247. Rhino Page would need the first hit. A lot is riding on this fill shot.
Team in South Carolina. My feeling is when it's all said and done, I just Page Becker's takes
How about that? Back-to-back-to-back 7 hits. Now Rhino Page only needs 9 on the first ball to win.
Last season, Page made 4 championship round appearances, winning just 1 title. Came in Baltimore, Maryland. On the shark pattern, he defeated Wes Malott.
What the men started to Duke.
9 pins for his 3rd Lumber Liquidators PBA Tour title.
That does it offensively and defensively. Top 5 in the nation in both categories. So I got Duke beating Houston, Duke playing Florida for the national championship. I've had that prediction from day 1. I don't change. And I think I'll be celebrating at Duke. And I know Michael Stan's scored it.
Got it!
Rhino Page, PBA Viper champion.
Needed 9, takes down all 10.
Absolutely phenomenal.
And awesome match.
So Page
Hope you
takes
like
his
and
first title of the
subscribe.
season. Time now for our Geico Championship.